Coming up in this week's episode.
They fine you 50 quid or 100 quid, but you're saving £3,000 for the family to go to Centre Parks for 2.5 days in term time.
It's worth every single penny of that.
Before, you used to just take that plastic hanging number.
The number.
And you go, okay, not everybody knew your business. What's next? Mr. Alderson with your very sore scrotum.
It's time to adjust those shoulder pads, backcomb what's left of your hair, and jump into the DeLorean for a look back at what's possibly the best decade anyone could ever have grown up in.
Shall we play a game?
This is Bring Back the 80s with your hosts James Alderson and me, Andy Jackson.
Welcome along to episode number 18.
18, we're legal at last.
Wrong on so many levels,
okay.
James.
Yes.
I'm loving the t-shirts.
Thank you. Make it a Blockbuster video night. The tiniest little arcade run of shopping arcades, it could have 8 shops in it, would always have a video rental place. And in that video rental place, next to the chippy, both of those would have an arcade in. They'd both have a freestanding arcade machine in the video shop next to the till and the chip shop whilst you're waiting for your spattered sausage.
Yeah, I remember the chip shop was like the one for me was you would go in and order your chips or whatever, your little tiny bag of chips and some scraps.
Yeah.
And there would be, it was Space Invaders for me. That's how long ago it was.
No, I think you're right, because often they'd buy them. Later in the 80s, they'd rent them out and stuff and end up getting swapped over or whatever. And maybe even fruit machines and things like that would turn up. But yeah, the decent chip shop would have 1, 2, 3, even 3 arcades, because the kids would just be lined up there waiting for the fish to be battered. And but in the slightly bigger shopping high streets, you would have a whole unit filled with mostly freestanding arcades made of wood.
As we said as well, that going into that high fire risk area, so you would be hit instantly by the wall of noise and the feel of the sticky flat carpet, and of course completely blanketed with cigarette smoke.
And dark, dimly lit. And nothing more magical than maybe you had a random day off of your school where no one else was off. I remember wandering down North Street in Havant. There was one by the bike shop. Do you remember them when we had bike shops? Normal bike shops, not mountain bikes.
Electric or electric bikes.
Yeah, and racing bikes. But no, they were just bike shop, and next door was this arcade shop. And I'd walked in, and because I had a day off that no other schools had off, all to myself at all the arcades I ever wanted to play on. Didn't have to queue and wait for the one you wanted to play on.
Makes you wonder why they actually had them open during the day on a school day. Because if there's nobody in there, James, surely that's not a great business model, is it?
Not great, but there was always enough kids playing hooky back then, weren't there?
I suppose so,
Not these days. Get social services involved. Back then, you go to school, fuck it. Nah, I'm all right. Or in your lunch break, you'd wander down and find an arcade when you're on off licence. And I always used to love the cheerful, jolly, lovely lady in the change booth. Always such a pleasant lady.
Just very stern-faced. I think the thing is, though, because you knew that they were not going to take any shit.
Well, God,
if there was any banging of any machines, if there was any rowdy behaviour, you knew that she was going to come out from behind the grill and give you all kinds of shit.
Which wasn't safe, because I think behind the cage was best place for her. She was always one hell of a monstrous woman. Always large lady, always smoking, always angry and miserable. And with some sort of perm, 80s perm, a jumper on, even though it was sweltering hot in there for some reason, and a tartan dress and slippers, because she couldn't be asked, and angry, pissed probably as well.
Well, if you're sitting in an arcade all day, you got to have something to while away the time, haven't you, James?
Surrounded by the people without jobs and people who said that they had a day off school.
Yes, but they never used to be quite such a big deal, as you say, to take a day off school, or if you were lucky enough to go on holiday, there was none of this. So we're gonna fine you.
Yeah.
None of this business.
No, but it does make more sense to be fined by the school, because the amount they fine you is still not as much as the holiday companies charge you for going on holiday.
Tell them. Don't tell them that, though.
If they fine you 50 quid or 100 quid, but you're saving £3,000 for the family to go to Centre Parks for 2.5 days in term time.
It's worth every single penny of that. But the thing is, James, it always winds me up as well that we can't find the school when they have another inset day.
Yeah.
We can't find them.
No.
But they can find us.
It's true, actually. I don't like the teachers training each other. But no, I think that you got to remember, though, Andy, and I don't like it when you turn against teachers because I think they're wonderful. And you've got to remember that those 12 weeks that they do work every year are really, really difficult.
Hard, yes.
And they're still marking when they're sat at home with a glass of wine, watching the films, eating chocolate. They're still marking the homework then. Even when they're home. So those 12 weeks where they do work, they should have those 40 weeks off.
They
deserve
them.
it. You can do it. Could you do it? I fucking did it with 2 kids. Thank you very much. No, it's true. It's a difficult one. But yes, you could bunk off without the grief in the 80s.
Just in case if anybody's getting ready to be mortally offended, my daughter, one of my daughters is actually a teacher.
And she's shit as well.
My daughter is actually, this is so bad. There's my daughter, her kids don't go to the same school that she teaches at.
She knows the school. Yeah.
So, and the school holidays don't quite match up. So she, as a teacher, will take her kids on a sick day.
Yeah.
To start the holidays.
The system's rigged.
And that's the
system's rigged.
She's going to go mental when she sees this. Mental.
Because she watches it all the time.
All the time.
Oh, my kids do. Can't get a fucking enough of this podcast. Like, when are we learning more stuff about the 80s, Dad? And I say, take a day off school and watch it.
This. Yeah. So we mentioned in the last episode that it was bad for kids. You know, the news reports all saying it's all bad for kids, all cads for kids.
Yeah.
We got another news report on a similar subject about the 80s arcades.
In 1978, a new Japanese machine appeared on American shores. Although it looked innocent enough, this machine turned out to have some unusual powers. It kept kids mesmerized for hours, made teenage boys forget about girls, and even caused business executives to skip the 3-martini lunch. The machine was Space Invaders, and it became so popular that it inspired a song, fan clubs, tournaments, and even caused a serious shortage of coins in Japan. Space Invaders prompted a video game revolution in the United States, as more than 30 computer and electronics companies started designing new games and competing for our quarters. In 1980, Americans spent $3.3 billion playing video games. That's more money than the total combined budgets for the cities of Chicago, Boston, Washington, Dallas, and Cincinnati last year. Who's playing the games? Well, if you go to any arcade, you're likely to see people of all ages. But game manufacturers tell us that the overwhelming majority, about 85% of all the players, are teenage males.
Teenage males, they look like proper all American teenage males. But that was the thing, it was more of a boys thing than a girls thing.
Yeah.
A lot of, you would have the odd girl, but you would not, it would be a place where boys.
Yeah, if there was a girl in there, she was wearing dungarees, I think.
Yeah.
But she... no, she wasn't. Might have been, but they were trendy in the 80s.
They were trendy, yeah.
But this was trying to remove the males out of the threat. That's what the Japanese are doing. If you look, East versus West, they were sending us these machines to stop the men being healthy and fit, to take them out of the equation.
Worked a fucking miracle, hasn't it? It's worked perfectly.
Look, Exhibit A. But it's true, if you look at TikTok, and they've looked at the algorithms of TikTok, they say that China, who created it, obviously, when you go on TikTok in China, it's all educational reels of information and bits and how to do things better and life hacks and improve your maths and all this stuff. You go on the West and look on TikTok, it's people getting beheaded and people getting shot and people getting inflating their lips and doing crazy stuff that in general is not educational at all. And I think that's what that was. I think, albeit that they're actually really addicted to arcades and computers in Japan, I suppose, and in the East generally. But let's just say that's what that was. Just send a machine into America. That's what he was suggesting. Sending the machines onto our shores, and they're going to take over our brains. It's just so funny. The original arcades, that reminded me, didn't have joysticks. Just had a left and a right button and a shoot.
Yeah.
So the joystick, whoever created the joystick,
brilliant,
made money,
perfect,
made millions.
Well, I was watching a thing about some of the countries that mine now, where they mine underground. I think it was Norway. They've got a big coal mine, and the guy doing the mining was not underground with an axe.
Wow.
He was sitting in an air conditioned office, very nice, with a little drinks machine and
like
everything
this.
like that. And it's just like this. And he was mining using like a Nintendo controller.
Wow.
And that was how he's. So what they've actually done, although they tried to take away our skills, they've actually given us the skills of being able to mine in safety using a little Nintendo controller.
Maybe that's what our kids are actually doing.
Yeah.
When they're playing in their rooms, the new arcades, of course, in their rooms, maybe without them realising it, they
They're
are doing
trained,
stuff
yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe they are.
Maybe they are fighting a war. They're shooting people in the real world.
Don't they say that the best sort of pilots and things now, though, are people who have played video games, because their reaction times are so fast that if you've been a gamer as a child, that instantly gives you a little bit of a competitive edge.
But that's the reason I'm so successful playing so many arcades in the 80s.
Space Invaders did it for
my
you.
thumbs are so rapid. Rapid wrists. Yeah, I don't know. But it certainly was... It blew your mind. I mean, I was too young to see them first come into high streets, because obviously 80, 81, something like that. But I certainly remember them being everywhere as a kid. And whenever you saw one, it was like, oh, can I have 10p? Just to run in and have a quick game. And the parents would be like, stood down the doorway like, bloody hell. But they more or less went by about 2000. The last ones in high streets had gone.
The great thing was about if you could get your name on that thing if you could get your name at the top of that at the front, which I guess was another way of just getting you to play, so that your name is always up on that first page there.
And trying to make something funny out of the 6 letters you had, Big Bum or whatever you were putting, and just somehow, you're right, that's right, it's top 10 scorers or whatever.
What was it like the league table? I forget what the name was, but it was like whoever was the best was there, and everybody, with dreams was to come in and get up there as well.
Get on millions and millions of scores of shooting aliens. Yeah. Huh?
So it just goes to show practice does make perfect.
Yeah. Shall we start practicing this?
Have a little practice. Have a practice with your ears, James, for today's mystery sound.
Okay.
It's the mystery sound of the 80s. It's the mystery sound of the 80s.
Yeah.
Dentist?
Could be, James, couldn't it?
That's the sound you hear when you're in the waiting room going, oh no, Christ, I got that happening, haven't I? Oh my goodness. Why are you doing some easier ones? It does feel like that. I've just been to the dentist.
It's not a dentist. It's not a dentist one, yeah.
No, if it was, I wouldn't have gone in. If I heard that, like, no, forget it, mate. I'm going home. I'll just hack it out if you don't mind with a fork. Instead of that noise. What was that?
You will.
Is it the buzzer when the doctor asked you to come in from the surgery?
It is a buzzer. It is a buzzer of some kind.
Do you remember that? Because now in the doctors they go, Mr. Alderson to room 3, consultants. He's like, oh, don't tell everybody. But before you used to just take that plastic hanging number.
The number.
And go, and you go, okay, not everybody knew your business. What's next? Mr. Alderson, with your very sore scrotum. Please come to room 3. Like, hang about. Don't give too much information away. Give your name, your waist size. But no, I just want it back to how it used to be. Just a hanging digit.
A hanging digit. I do remember those.
Right either.
Actually, thing is as well, when you go in now, because it's all self-check-in, isn't it?
Yeah.
So everybody's got all these. You've gone to the doctor because you're obviously infected with some kind of hideously communicable disease. So the best idea is to have a touch screen that everybody is going to be touching and using.
I always get stuck behind a 4-year-old who thinks it's an arcade machine, or a 94-year-old who thinks there's a person in there.
The number of people who can't make it work and who have to then go to reception anyway to make it work.
Yeah.
Which is, and I'm probably guilty
That's you, isn't it?
as anybody else.
I press it randomly and stuff happens. I go and sit down and someone sees
so
me.
slow though. There's laggy.
Real lag.
There's lag, and
Well, it's because of the time difference between here and Asia that it's controlled. There's someone at the other end. So you press it and go, and they go, oh, okay, sorry, 7-second delay. Someone's typing it in and then sends it back. That's how it's done, you see. Or there's a person inside the box.
There is a person inside the box, I think.
We all know.
Person, yeah,
it's future.
But the doctor, I've forgotten all about the hangy things. Take a number when you come in.
That noise, you just shove it against all the other digits.
Yeah.
And someone will walk up thinking they had your number, but they had 9 because they're fucking stupid. And you're 6. You're like, come on, there's a line at the bottom. Put it on. And they go, oh, sorry, 3 more people. Okay. Or someone didn't put their number up. Where they'd gone, we don't know. But someone, if you're beep, and you look and the light's gone on and nobody's put theirs up, and you're like, well, I'm green. That's green. I'm green 7. That's green 5. Where's
number
6?
6?
Oh my God, he's dead already. He didn't make it in time to the doctors. So yeah, you go. You have to ask permission. Can I go up because they've not been? And they've got to go and check the toilets. And the buzzer goes. Someone's stuck pulling the red cord. But yeah, so yes, simple times. You see,
Good
analog
times.
works.
Good times, James.
Analog.
Good times.
Anyway, joysticks.
Yes. Let's have another little clip here. And this actually is going to make you think another reason why we are all in the great physical shape that we are in.
Oh.
Everything's going to make sense.
Thank you.
Julian is about to win at McDonald's. Look out! Here comes McDonald's Big Mac attack with Atari's Indy 500.
I won with the Indy 500.
Scratch any 3 shapes and only 3. If they match, you win the prize shown. Hundreds of thousands of prizes. Atari home computers, Atari video games, and fabulous McDonald's food. Every card can win if you scratch a matching 3. Atari prizes rushed to you by Ansett Air Freight. So play McDonald's Big Mac attack with Atari's Indy 500.
Did you win?
Currency barrel far for breakfast. Donkey Kong cereal.
Mario, save me! Kids, I'm gonna jump, you're gonna crunch. Here we go.
Donkey Kong.
More crunch.
Donkey Kong cereal.
Happy day, Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong cereal is part of this complete breakfast. You love the crunch.
So the more you eat,
the
better you're going to score.
Well done.
Yeah.
Great. The more Big Macs you eat, the more likely you are to get arcades. Yeah, so what you need to do is eat fast food and then just sit on your arse and play arcades. They did bring out comfy stalls in arcades, but there was only about 3 in every arcade. So you'd have to kind of nick them to go and just so you could sit down and play on arcades. It's scary. I don't remember that in the McDonald's because I don't think I went to McDonald's before 1986.
They were still quite a treat, really, weren't they? To have a
scratch cards on them and winning things and all the English.
But it's always
actors.
it's the tie in with the the fast food in movies, fast food in gaming.
Oh yeah,
it's all part of the same process to make us as we have turned out.
Yes, brain rot, gut rot, everything in synergy. Yeah, wow. Okay, so but they wanted to get in on it. You see, they could see. In 1980, that was probably 82, they could see the start of it being such a massive draw for the kids. So they've got to get in on it.
You've got to be the first mover, haven't you? You've got to be in there. Definitely doing
Donkey
that.
Kong and Atari. Well, not the Atari so much. Maybe that's been around for a little bit. But Commodore 64 was in that advert. They're just trying to say, hey,
we're cool.
Eat lots of badness, please. Don't have the energy to actually go and play properly, please.
And speaking of eating things, time for another lunchbox surprise.
Oh, another one.
Another one, James.
James's special lunchbox surprise.
Right, now, I've been searching for this for a long time because we've had the Dip Dab. Do you remember the Dip Dab?
The Dib Dab.
No.
The Dib Dab.
No, Dip Dab. We called it Dib Dab, but it's spelt Dip Dab. It's windy outside.
Yeah.
You hear that? But this is something that came out shortly after. I never really liked it at all, but I found them, so we're bloody eating them. Have a little butchers.
Is it now the fact that you've said before I look, you say you never really liked them?
No.
Is it licorice?
No.
In any way? No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Right, I'm delving in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's called Double Dip, is it?
Yes.
So these were 2 different flavours, orange and cherry, and I think they've got a one of those weird double lollies type sticks that you can eat as well. I think from memory,
An edible stick.
I think so. And I never was a big fan. 2 fruity fizz dips and a swizzle stick. So I think you strip it along the top. Don't do it along that one.
Oh, this way.
I think you do it along the top from memory. I don't know. It doesn't say that. And then you've got these 2 pouches of different. 2 pouches look inside.
It's telling me to use scissors, James.
Well, we haven't got any. But then you've got, look, see? 2 different pouches inside, and you've got a pouch for your swizzle stick. It doesn't sound right, but we've got it anyway. And then you do what you used to do with Dib Dab. Give it a little wet, and then you've got either orange or cherry.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going to be honest and say I don't remember these. They definitely tasted good and chemically.
So you can see they've taken the Dip Dab experience.
Yeah.
And then you've got the
worse.
2.
Yeah.
Because Swizzles didn't do the Dip Dab. I think that was like Macintosh or someone like that did the Dip Dab, but not Swizzles.
This is Double Dip, yeah.
Oh, wow, the cherry's a kick, isn't it? Ooh.
So we think that the swizzle stick is an edible stick as well.
Well, you try it first.
It's edible.
It's like those bracelets you used to get and the necklaces that we spoke about a few series ago.
Exactly like that. Same stuff.
Watches. But do you like it? But the Dip Dab was just sugary sherbet. This is flavoured.
I don't remember this, but I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10.
I wouldn't say it's as good as the Dip Dab.
No.
For some reason, that's got no flavours, but is really...
It's because that's the heroin of sweets, isn't it, really?
It's just pure sherbet sugar.
This is a gateway drug because it's got a bit of flavour. So
I can't stop doing it, I'll be honest, but I didn't really like it. But people watching this will remember the Double Dip, of course, with Swizzles.
This is vegan, James, so this is definitely healthy.
Got no beef in it at all. Or eggs.
It's got lots of ingredients.
Go on then, give us as well.
Shitloads of ingredients.
Go on then, mate. Let's hear it.
Sugar, followed by dextrose.
Same thing.
Citric acid.
Oh.
Corn flour. Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's good.
Sodium bicarb, modified starch. Then we're into your magnesium stearates, stansic acid.
Yes.
Magnesium carbonates.
Bingo.
Your beetroot red, your curcumin, your lutein.
Kurt Cobain. Did you say there's a Kurt Cobain in there?
Yeah.
Bless him.
That's good stuff.
All your 5 a day there, mate.
Yeah.
You got your cherry and your orange flavour. What more do you want?
Well, they are genuine vegetables, aren't they? If they're cherry or orange flavour.
You take the word flavour out. So yeah, I'm liking that. I'm gonna give up on the dip though, and I'm gonna keep going with my crunchy stick. That's all right.
It does mean that we're going to be left with loads of dust.
Yeah.
Which has got right down the back of my throat already.
How did he deny? He just choked on a double dip.
I'm just thinking there'd be dust all over the car seat, and that'll be the one time that I will be stopped by the police on the way home.
I'm going to unfold it actually and have another dip before I say goodbye to it. But yeah, so lots of sherbet in the 80s. Lots of sherbet. Kids were filled with sherbet. I think. Sherbet straws, sherbet dip dabs. You had the sherbet licorice thing that I think you were probably thinking about, and then these. So yeah,
it does need a spoon, doesn't it? Really, I think that's it. You could do with like a teaspoon.
People used to just dip them into their mouth, pour them into their mouth.
Into mouth. I think when this is finished, James, that'll be quite likely is what's going to happen.
My goodness,
that's good. No, that's good. A good lunchbox.
I'm surprised you haven't had it, but yeah,
I don't remember those at all.
There you go. I was pleased I found them.
Yeah, that was a good one. Do you want to find out what the mystery sound is?
Yeah,
you
go
were
on.
Totally perplexed by this.
Wow, it's a buzzer.
It is a buzzer, but what is it buzzing? Let's find out.
Is it an operation?
It's the mystery sound of the 80s. It's the mystery sound of the 80s.
There it is.
Oh my goodness. Yes, we probably all heard that, didn't we? In our grandmothers.
Always a goblin tease made. You could have a choice of it either lighting up or the buzzer going off.
Not both.
If you wanted to be gently awoken, just the light.
Well, now we're woken up by our phone light, aren't we?
Yes.
In our faces. But yeah, my great gran had one of those. Where in the time I knew her, properly from sort of 80s to 90s. She never used the bloody thing, but it was on her bedside table with the clock working, obviously. But yeah, goblet teas. And I always remember there was this big thing about 4 or 5 years ago, big promo at Christmas, saying new an Alexa-controlled hot drinks maker. Revolutionary. You can wake up with a hot drink in the morning. And I remember thinking, I don't think that's revolutionary. I don't think that's the first time that's happened. Because I remember it from, I think probably 60s they came up with them originally.
The thing was, though, that I always remember because we had one and my mum and dad had one, but they were always dubious. It would boil the water, and the water would magically come out of the spout. But you still had to go downstairs to the fridge to get the milk.
Did you? Yeah.
Because the milk would just go.
You couldn't leave it out overnight.
Can't leave milk out all night.
No.
So you still had to go downstairs, unless you got a fridge in your bedroom as well.
No,
which, with the best will in the world, we were lucky enough to have a 1-bar electric fire in the room, let alone a bedside fridge. It's never going to happen. But you still have to go downstairs to get the milk.
How strange was that then?
Yeah.
So you had a hot. So it woke you up, put hot drink. You had a tea bag in it.
Yeah. So
it then sort of did the tea baggy bit. Where, what's the word? It sits.
Teabagged.
No. Get teabagged in the morning. I'll wake you up with it. Hello. What's happening? I can't see a bloody thing. What about a light on? What's happening? I'm blind. Anyway, yeah. So get your tea bag to in. Oh God, bloody! What's the word? Not soak. Anyway,
to brew.
That's it. You brew your tea bagged in the morning with a brew, and I'm gonna have to remember that tomorrow morning. I'll wake my wife up and go. Andy suggested
tea bags.
Do you need to get tea bagged in the morning? Maybe she'd then be gobbling. Okay. No. We'll watch. Anyway, it should be in the divorce proceedings, I would imagine. Andy Jackson, pivotal member of our downfall of our marriage.
Can I say, it won't be the first divorce that I've been named in, James.
Gigolo Andy. Gigolo Jackson.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Yeah. So, I mean, hot drinks in the morning, I guess. I'm into it now. Back in the day, I didn't really understand hot drinks in the morning. I'd want a Diet Coke.
Squash.
Yeah. But again, that was probably added to the smells of the arcades, coffees and stuff, because those old dears behind the grumpy old dears with the beards in the booths with the change, with a little hatch there to get some airflow. And you go, 10 pences, please. And you give them a pound note, not a pound coin.
Yeah.
A pound note. And they go, ugh, and push it back to you, but it would have coffee on and cigarette ash on it, and you'd be like, thank you very much for those pennies of death, and you take your 10 pences. But yeah, I mean, why did they have to reduce down the size of coins? 50p's used to be weighty things, didn't they? They would, as a kid, they would fill the palm of your hand at 50 pence.
It felt like proper money, whereas now it's like, and I don't know what the point of 1p's and 2p's is anymore. What is even the point of copper money? 5p's, there's nothing less than a 20p now should be law. Phase everything out under a 20p. What can you get?
Follow us for more motivational talks from Andy.
What can you even get for 20p?
Well, if you didn't have pennies, you couldn't find them in the street and feel like you're going to have a lucky day.
Oh, okay,
You've got to find a penny. You find a pound coin and you are going to have a lucky day because you're just going to go and buy something. But find a penny, you just put it in your pocket, never spend it, but you've got a bit of luck with you, haven't you? If you were walking down the street and found 10 pence, it's brilliant. Right?
It was, yeah.
Off you went.
Yeah.
I mean, 20 pence, because they came out. Did they come out in the 80s, 20 pences?
They were
probably,
they were decimals, weren't they? Yeah, definitely.
So I think you'd go and get a sweet, and you'd have 10 pence to put in an arcade machine. You'd be chewing on a fudge stick and having a game of an arcade because you found 20 pence. These days you find 20 pence and just chuck it back on the floor. No, someone else will have good luck now. Fuck it. Yeah, no, maybe not. But pound notes, they were the thing, weren't they? Pound notes. You could live forever on a pound note as a kid.
You could, yeah. You could get your chips. You could have a go with the machine.
Yeah.
Get a can of Coke.
Maybe a little comic book.
All for £1.
Yeah. And still have change for the bus home.
Speaking of value for money, just a reminder, it's only £15.
What?
It's the very last of our summer live events.
Yeah.
Bring back the 80 Summer podcast at Spring Arts in Havant. It's happening on the 21st of this month.
In Havant,
yeah. And that's only a week away, give or take now.
It's got a bar, it's got comfy seats because people our age need a bit of cushion under their arse.
And we do have a wee break halfway through.
We do. So if you've got a proper bladder problem, which is highly likely if you're watching this, then it's it's just for you. A bar. It's got hot drinks, so you can have a hot drink instead. It's fun for all the family. 80s summer sizzler. If you want to remember what the 80s summers were like, then this show's for you.
We'll see you there. If not, we'll see you for another edition of Bring Back the 80s podcast. See you next Tuesday.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to this week's edition. We'd love it if you could subscribe in your favourite podcast app. And don't forget, there's a video version on YouTube too. You can contact us using the links in the show notes and on the YouTube channel. And we'll see you next time for another edition of Bring Back the 80s.